So I wanted to make this live video in this channel just because the class is in session. Yes, we gonna learn today, folks. So yeah, hi Sebastian, how are you? It's good to see you, Sebastian. So yeah, the reason why I wanted to do it here, and I think if you might have seen my my story, I said that I was gonna go on live on YouTube, but apparently, like, since I don't have a big platform or something like that, point is I'm not eligible to go live just yet, just because my following is not quite big. So I figured I'd do it here. So sorry about the whole last minute changes right there, but I just wanted to update. Okay, hold on, I'm just getting something from Sebastian. Doing well. Okay. Educate me. Yeah, that's right. Hi, Evelyn. A little sister, and both Erica's joined. Okay. So I again wanted to go here in this live chat because I've not really been uploading videos in the past few months. I checked my stats, and the last time I uploaded a video was about 2 months ago, and so I felt like my gut feeling throughout this time, especially towards early May, late April, I was going through some interesting times in my life. I just wanted to apply for grad school, and so that kind of kept me away from YouTube videos. But in addition to that, and I'm sure you guys know, is the unfortunate murder of George Floyd. And so I felt like it was not in the best place in me to upload my content and be like, hey, here's some zero waste or minimalism content in YouTube, and I didn't feel like it was I didn't feel like it was the best time to just share my content to you guys. So if you see me looking down the screen, like, I was just doing like an ass load of notes. So yeah, again, it's a time for us during this time of May and June for us to come together in solidarity with our fellow Black people. I'm sorry. And during that time, I was just super active in my personal Instagram, as you guys may have seen, and not in my YouTube channel and not in this IG account. And so again, I was just sharing links and all that and where to donate, and I kind of want to put a link tree to Leah Thomas, and she's the founder of Intersectional Environmentalism. And so the reason why I titled this as Plastic Free July in this day, the last day of June, is because I kind of want to do a challenge in the month of July where I do not generate plastic. And this will actually be my first time doing it, even though, like, I've partaken a zero waste lifestyle for about 2 years, and I actually never done Plastic Free July. And it's going to be interesting because in the midst of this pandemic, a lot of the places, I don't know if it's the same to you guys, that we cannot go to the grocery store with there's like children screaming. Yeah, they're feeling me right now. What was I saying? Yeah, so you can't go to the grocery store with your produce bags and put your I don't know, like, fruits in there, or you have to oh my god, I had it in my you had to use like those plastic produce bags, and which I didn't want to do, but during this time we have to resource for it. And let's see here, grocery stores. Yeah, so again, grocery stores are restricting their customers to bring their own produce bags. Like in the bulk section, oh my god, especially in the bulk section, they would have to close like all of the lids where you get the stuff, so now you have to like get in packaging. So that's going to be an interesting challenge. So let's see, so I did say that. So the rules are for Plastic Free July, if you guys are interested, is you just, of course, you don't generate plastic throughout this month, and just try your best. I know we're all not perfect. I'm not perfect. So try not to beat yourself out of that. another thing too is I don't think the rule applies when towards the end of July you'll generate trash from the stuff that you generated prior to the challenge. So I don't think that applies to that. So I might have to look into that more. But it seems with the resources I found, it doesn't really apply. So again, I feel like no matter what your socioeconomic status is, again, you're trying to do your best to generate less plastic, because again, that's like the major pollutant in this planet. I again wrote like so many notes, but I just wanted to tie it into this live video. I did say here that like the state and federal government should take more actions in protecting our Black communities and brown communities, and just have access to a safe environment. Like a lot of people are living this privileged way. And again, this ties into intersectional environmentalism. And for those who don't really know the definition, I'll go ahead and say it here. It's and this is from Leah Thomas, and it's an inclusive version of environmentalism that advocates for both the protection and the people and the planet. And it basically like identifies the ways like which injustice is happening in like marginalized communities, and those kind of include people who like live in food deserts and all that, and very vulnerable to air pollution and all that. Take for example like Flint, Michigan. Like Flint, Michigan, like they have like low like, or their water sources, they have like high level of lead. And I remember hearing about that in high school and going on to college, and I'm not sure if things have been changing in Flint, Michigan. I haven't really looked into that. So brings justice and Flint, yeah. So again, if I do generate trash during this challenge, like it will allow me to reevaluate the things that I've generated, and so I'll go ahead and incorporate the changes while reducing the trash. So I know it's not going to be perfect, like I said, but I'm willing to give it a try, and I'll try my best. I'm thinking about probably doing like documenting each day on how much trash I've generated and things like that. So yeah, I guess that's basically it with the whole shebang that I wanted to do. Again, the point is that I wanted to say in this live video is just again oh, there's a question. Okay. Do you think eventually everyone will be participating in a zero waste life? I feel like, Nena, I feel like it's very admirable that people can live that way, but in other people living in marginalized communities, they can't really live that way because I feel like it's seen as like a privileged lifestyle. But as long as we're all trying our best and there's some sort of a balance out there where we're trying our best and we're at least aware and informed about this, about zero waste life, that we're all trying our best. And again, I tell myself this every day, like just try not to beat yourself out of this, no matter where you come from. And you shouldn't really blame yourself for not trying hard enough to not generate as much trash as you can. So yeah, that's my whole spiel. But I feel like it's better for 1 million people to at least try to not generate trash than 1 million people not, taking this seriously. So that matters, really. And what also matters is just taking initiative and implementing change and trying to enforce some change to our communities, to just better the environment and better for marginalized communities to live in a much more sustainable lifestyle. And I did write this in my personal statement in my grad application. And so it talks about, or it asks me, Lauren asked a question. what tips or small changes do you recommend for people trying to get into zero waste? Okay, let me reread that. So basically, what I did is just start off really step by step. How I first started is I just refuse like no plastic bags or anything like that. That was like one of the small changes I did. Because like there's just like a whole thing when it comes to that. So yeah, just try to take it like one step at a time, and that would just include, again, like not having a straw in your cup. I guess you could say like reducing your energy intake. That's one thing for sure that would be considered zero waste. Again, around this time with this pandemic, you have no choice but to resort to those plastic bags when you're trying to get produce bags. But that's not going to be forever, this pandemic. And it's real, all right. I do want to say that. But another tip, what I did is, I want to resort to just start off small, small steps. I mean, don't go all in because it's going to be overwhelming. Because I feel like this zero waste lifestyle I feel like it's a new lifestyle that you have to adapt to. So again, it's just those 5 R steps. So it's like refusing, reducing, recycling, rot, and I think I said 4. But yeah, again, it's just taking things small. Yeah, I think that hopefully that answers your question. So yeah, so let me quickly get into this whole paragraph since it talks about your passion and like how if I could quickly explain this program, this grad program that I was applying, it's kind of like social justice in the education system, and it basically asked me, hey, like what's your passion and how is this gonna get you into this grad program? So I went so crazy about this, and Lauren was actually the one that told me about like, hey, you should talk about your zero waste lifestyle in this personal statement. And I was like, oh my god. So I said, a zero waste lifestyle is often viewed as exclusive because getting an education or having access to better resources is seen as accessible to privileged communities alone. Many underprivileged communities would love to have an affordable, local low-waste market, a sustainability resource center, or a community garden. But sadly, these alternatives are not offered. And then I went on saying, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture Economic Research Service in 2017, about 12% of U.S. households experience food insecurity at some point in their year. And that reduces their access to adequate food for an active, healthy lifestyle. So again, it ties into the whole food desert spiel that's mostly found in low-income or marginalized communities. So being passionate, and then I said, being passionate about living a sustainable lifestyle, I want to establish an inclusive community for those who do not have access to sustainable resources in hopes that they can change ideas and gain knowledge to live more valuable lives. This way we can all, as a team, be more creative in finding progressive resources that will eventually stop companies from constraining consumers to only what the market provides. So that's what I said. But sadly, I got word last week that I didn't get into that grad program, so you heard it here, folks. So it's not the end of the world, but I'm glad that I at least was able to share this part of the statement to this program I want to get into. But I feel like this paragraph I basically explained, that's the reason why I wanted to start this channel, and that's another reason why I wanted to start this lifestyle. And I just hope that wherever you're living and how your lifestyle is, what your socioeconomic status is, at least try your best in doing this. Don't beat yourself up if you make a mistake or anything like that. I'm sure I have done so many, but again, at the end of the day, at least you'll be aware and sharing this awareness to others, and at least implement small changes in your lifestyle. And that's all that matters. It's better, again, for like 1 million people to do maybe like 10% of their effort to reduce their waste, rather than having 1 million people do 0 effort. So that's my TED Talk. But yeah. But yeah, that was basically my whole live video. Just wanted to do announce this Plastic Free July challenge that I'll be taking, so I'll just leave it like that. I don't know how to transition out of live videos, just saying. And it's weird because like I love acting, and well, I'm not saying I'm acting here, but like I love being in stage and behind or being in front of a camera, and I still have not really mastered transitioning out. But yeah, if you're again interested in doing this challenge, you should go ahead and do it. And I like to see at the end of like the 30, Jesus, I'm like 24 and I don't even know if July has the 31st or not. Anyways, if it does, at the end of the day, or I'm sorry, at the end of the month of July, maybe you can show what trash you generated, because I'll try doing that as well. I feel like I'm just gonna probably have like a big plastic bag and put my trash in my room so that like my roommates won't take it out. But yeah, but if you're up for the challenge, that'd be cool. So that's basically my live video. So thank you guys for sticking around, and I'll see you guys soon. Love you guys. Have a good night.